everyone, and once again a warm welcome back to the DrMBalmer channel. Well, as you can see here, I've had a bit of an incident. So I had an automatic soap dispenser pump thing of a kind we haven't yet seen on this channel, but it's an old one. It's from about year 2020 or so, and it has been working fine, but then one day it just started to behave oddly, and it started to leak some soap from the outlet sort of piece, and there was soap in this box, which is the bottom of this container, and things like that. And unfortunately I didn't manage to get it all on video, because it was like, oh no, things are leaking, it's soap, and it's gooey and messy, and I had to just take care of it. And then I started to take this apart and removing soap. So the issue with this soap dispenser, there is a little bit of it here as well, a nice aluminium piece which has a bit of a residue and stuff from years of use. But what happened was that the silicone hose that connects this tank to the outlet, it had dried up, so it was very brittle. I think I have a piece of it here, and as you will see, it's very brittle. So this is very hard, and it's cracked, and if you bend it just a little bit, it just breaks. So this is what happened. And the hose was connected over here, but right now it isn't, because it's sort of disintegrated, I think is the correct term for this. So yeah, there we have a piece of that end piece, and maybe it's hard to imagine how this looks, and I don't know if it actually works anymore or if something has shorted out, but some pins. But as you can see on the circuit board, maybe it's visible. Allow me to try. It's coated in some lacquer or something to prevent shorts from water ingress, or soap, I suppose. I don't know if soap is a conductor or not. I think it shouldn't be too much of a conductor, but maybe a little bit, because things tend to corrode when there's soap and electricity, as I have found out in previous with previous soap dispensers. So we shall see how this all comes back together again, if I get that far. But I would like to test to see, just does this still work? So for that I will need something. So I'm just looking around here. So yeah, here we have the infrared module, which sits, I think it was here, like that, with some screws, one screw there. Yeah, it says hand wash. Oh, can we focus? Hand wash version 4, 2020 0904, so 4th of September 2020. And well, now I did a stupid mistake. Made a stupid mistake. Let's see here if we can. There. So there is there's a connector here, and some pins are a bit black. So and these are very small pins. So I don't know if I can. Let's try to use this. And if you haven't seen this on my channel yet, go check it out. Oh, low power. That's good. Yeah, we can see some gunk on the pins there. Some are nice here, but then there's a little bit of gunk. So yeah, I'll have to charge this up. But I want to just find out, because does it even still work? We have a piece that looks like this with a cable and connector here. Does look a bit gunky. So I will I don't know if it works, but I want to connect this all up and see if we can activate the pump here. So first of all, let's fetch some IPA and rubbing alcohol and see if we can clean this up somehow. Right, I have a thin piece of wire here, and maybe I can poke about with this one a bit, and I have some Q-tips, and let's start with these ones. Like that, and if we grab this, so this is the top part, and so this would go into this circuit board. It should be this way around. Yeah, it's in there, I think. And then this part should yeah, so this thing goes there, and I think it was angled away like this from this window here. And then this circuit board sits on top, and then we have a hose that will go. So I suppose we could just reassemble this and then see if it works. I bought a new piece of hose, so let's see if it fits. This is what it looks like. It's 4 by 6 millimeters. I tried to measure this with the calipers, the existing hose, but it was like 3.8 by 6.3 or something, but it's hard to assess it correctly. So I don't know if this is the correct type of hose even, but let's see if it actually if we take this mouthpiece, will this... Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's pretty snug on there. So in that case we would feed this through here. But I can't block the, or I shouldn't block the little IR window thing here. I think it was something like this. So this was all filled with soap and stuff. So yeah, and then we got the circuit board, which let's see here. So okay, it was maybe stupid to start over there. But we got the hose going through here. I mean, it took a while for this hose to arrive from AliExpress, so I don't remember the exact reassembly, sort of, in detail. But this should fit here, and then let's see here. How did this? Get to the yeah, this has to be fed through this hole, I suppose, like like that. Yeah. This connector is of course not very nice. Maybe I can just see if I can remove some goo. There is something at least, but yeah, I don't know. We will see. And this should go on there like this. Right. And yeah, the sensor is against the window there. It's not visible, but and then we had one screw here, which I believe could be this one. At least it seems to fit. I remember all the screws, which one was which, but... And then we had this top cover. But I won't close it now. I want to see if something happens. So yeah, and this will sit like that with a couple of screws here. Yeah, and then well, I might as well assemble it. I just don't want to close it, this lid right now, but I can do it later, maybe once it's installed like this. That should work as well, I think, later on. So 2 screws here of some sort. Well, I have 2 identical screws here. Maybe these will fit. Right. So there we have one piece with the sensor. Now, allow me to just use a bit more IPA to clean off some gunk. I got this piece, some new piece. Right, I didn't get all the gunk out, but it's a little bit better this way. So we have a USB port over here. It should align with the circuit board. Now I should have prepared this a little bit better to do things in the correct order. So yeah, maybe I will try to disconnect this. Yeah, like that. And then we take this piece and we feed the hose. It should actually go into the lower chamber. Take this lead here and so this should snap right on. But are we doing it correctly now? The hose shouldn't, or oh, it will get clamped. Okay, it was maybe not correct to feed it down there. So we'll do it up here instead. There should be plenty of room here, so yeah, we can, I think, snap this. Into place. So there we have it. Oh, there's a bit of gunk down here. I will try to remove. If you search on soap dispenser, automatic soap dispenser, you'll find on my channel there is I featured another soap dispenser from the brand Pupwong, 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 and this is actually the same brand, but the one that is on my channel, it failed, and it was irreparable, basically, because of the damages. It was too gunked up, and this was pretty gunked up as well, but this one, I like it a lot. It's very unique in its design and things like that. So let's use some more light. So I'll try to save it if I can. I don't know if it works. Maybe it has already shorted out everything and it's not working, but so now this hose should go through the side here, I believe. Hope these sharp edges, they're not too sharp, but it's still aluminium edges here, so I hope they don't damage the hose too much. Now this should connect to this. Alright, and then we already have the battery compartment over here. These are basically for the touch controls to antennas, or for the plus and minus buttons here. But I believe it wasn't connected to it like this. It was yeah, let's see here. This one should have the USB port merge over here. Like that. Now we see a USB port. And then so 2 screws should go over here, I think, at the bottom. There's no holes for them, but then we have 2 screws through the plastic, which should go on the upper sides here. So we should be able to attach screws here, but also oh, I did something stupid now. I forgot that this piece shall go here. And there are screws for it that have to be screwed in. And then we have, but okay, we can live with that. Let's give it just a try first. Just to see if anything makes a noise and tries to pump something. So yeah, so I haven't connected the hose yet. But I should. Yeah, maybe I should. Sorry for being a bit disoriented. But yeah, I think we just assemble it. If it works, it works. If not, I have to throw it out. But we can give it a shot. I'll just have to lift those. Yeah. Right. That was a bit of work. Now let's see, where shall the soap come out of this? Over there. So basically, if I cut this hose to some good length, maybe like that. And then connect it. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, it sort of fits. I would want to test this, of course, but it's a bit hard to do that with all of this going on. Maybe I can... The problem is with all of these things, I want this to be connected to that. And well, I got the rechargeable cells here, which should have some power. Now let's see, hopefully I won't short too much out. I have to be careful with this one. Ooh. It actually reacts on me pressing on the plus and minus buttons. Oh, there's... Did you see that or hear that? There was soap trying to come out, but I don't want it to come out right now. But hey, it seems to be working. That is fantastic if it actually is the case. I never thought it would. I have never managed to repair a failed soap pump. Well, we're not there yet, but bear with me. So, unless I break something now, maybe can get something out of this. So, because this has to go through this hole, and it will sit here. And there should be 2 screws. So maybe I can attach those screws, or maybe I should attach I'd sort of want to have a clamp on this hose there, so maybe I can grab a thin cable tie from a 50% off sale. Let's see, the thinnest ones, I think. I don't know if this is the thinnest, but the red one is looking nice. I will try to shape this a bit. Oops. So this is a mess. And well, It's a very interesting mess. I have to do a 3-way bend, I think. Yeah, something like this. It's not too visible, I'm sorry, but there's just too much things, too many things everywhere, and too much going on. Here, so right, well, it clamps it down a bit, I think. The hose. So there's a little bit of soap on the bottom left there in the tank here, but which I couldn't get out too easily, so I will just try to dry up some old soap, because this got filled with soap, this thing, this reservoir beneath. Right, and I don't know what I think about this design. It's a little bit overcomplicated, I think. They could have made it a more simplistic way, maybe. Let's see here, does this feed in some particular orientation, or, well, these measures here should be in the front, so this should be about right. Yeah, and then there should be screws here. So which ones were those? Not completely sure, but oh no. These got disconnected from the battery. Oh no. Terminals over here. That's a shame. But I can resolder those. But let me just think about the screws for a bit. Yeah, so I think I have found the screws that go in here. They're a bit odd to screw in from the side like this. it's not the most well through thought design, or what you would call it. But okay, I think that we could close this up as well, because it seemed to work previously. So if it worked previously, then maybe this is our shot. If it works, it works. If not, then it doesn't. Now, before I snap it completely into place, there is one more screw of this kind over here. So now this is like a solid piece, I suppose. And I don't know, are these screws from the bottom piece then? Over here? One way to find out, I suppose. Let me just... This isn't the correct bit. Not this either, but I have the feet here for it, but we can attach them later. I want to see if we get any soap action in this hose. Or if it will work at all, because, well, now I have to reattach these. And I don't see any markings for positive or negative, so I will have to go back in the video that I have recorded so far and have a look at which one is actually positive and which one is negative of these wires. So give me a moment and I shall also heat up the soldering iron. Right, so I checked in the video, so this should be white and this should be yellow, and I wrote W and Y here for future use. Now, do I have my wire strippers? I don't know if it will catch these. Yeah, these wires, seems like it. So we shall tin these. I will use my fume extractor, so there will be some noise, but maybe I'll just time-lapse this. Right, white to white, yellow to yellow. They seem to be on there. It's not the best connection maybe of all times, but it seems like it can do the job. So in that case, let's see what we can do now. So we have all of this. Yeah, basically, before I do anything much else, yeah, I can of course. I should connect this connector, this, to the pump onto here. A bit tight here, but it's okay. Then let's try to get the USB port aligned like that. And I shall place one screw over here. It seems that, let's see here, are they all of this length? Same length? Yeah, because this wasn't fat. There are 4 screws, but there are 4 holes here, but not really. There wasn't anything on the bottom sides, screw sides here when I opened it, so maybe can I find some other screw maybe? Because I don't want to cover it up just yet. I want to see how the soap sort of travels here. But okay, give me a second. Right, I didn't find any suitable bolt the same size, but yeah, but it's there. So I found a little bit of soap. So I will just slightly fill this because things might end in tears. So there, that should make it happy. Now we got a little bit of soap here, and let's see what happens when I try to trigger it. I will load the batteries into it and have a go. Right, so I have placed a bit of paper towel here, where the outlet, sort of, what you call it, and Yeah, and hopefully I haven't connected these in any bad way to create any shorts. So let's grab this else. Well, it reacts. So I'll place my hand here. Okay, nothing on first try. Ooh, but hey, something's happening here. Let's zoom in a bit. Can you see it over here? Ooh, yeah. There is soap in this hose. Alright. Okay, well that's good enough for me. In that case, so I will remove, if I can. Oh, maybe it's on there now forever. I will really have to. Oh yeah, I can close this up. Yeah, I think it's doable. Not too easy, but should be doable. Let's see if this will work. The USB port is sort of almost aligned. Well, it didn't quite snap in place like I had hoped. Oh dear, why did I have to make it like this? There's something about the design that is a bit overcomplicated, I think. Oh, this screw is still here. forgot about it. So the problem is that once you unscrew this, it all falls apart, sort of. Yeah, now I think we got the USB port there. So I will attempt to screw at least this screw in. Right. And then we take another new, fresh, or new, but it's fresh at least, I think. And well, this isn't exactly 100% flush over here, but okay. Should be good. Right. Now let's see if these two are any good over here. Whoops. Yeah. I don't think that all these 4 screws are even needed, to be honest. There. So I will probably not fill this. So this unit can take a whole liter of soap, 1,000 milliliters. But I will probably not do that. Because in case there is a failure again in the hose or something, so that I don't get a whole liter of soap just pouring out of it. So yeah, but okay, let's head into DrMBalmer's bathroom once again and see if we can wash our hands. Okay, and we're back. We're in DrMBalmer's bathroom. We've been here before. Okay, so let's see that the cells stay nice and cool, hopefully. Seems like it. So I will just close this hatch. I won't use the screws. This is a nice press fit anyway. It's easier to replace or recharge the batteries. I don't use the USB charge capabilities. Now, let's see here. If I press, I have 4. Let's put it to 1 first. But the soap hasn't yet traveled all the way to the nozzle here. So, oh, and I don't have the feet either. So, yeah. But, okay. Nothing. Okay, maybe I increase this a bit. Put it to 4. Nothing. Is there something not right with this nozzle? I was so happy, and now hang on a minute. Yeah, I managed to spudge this open again. I think the issue might be that I think there is no soap in this hose here. Maybe it's too tight of a clamp in there with the cables and all. So I will try to unscrew this and we shall have a look. I have removed the batteries, so I will fetch a screwdriver. Right, so we can see some soap here. Let's see if it propagates. Now, if I just so we have some soap over here. But the problem is maybe this way around. I don't know. Let's insert some cells and have a look. Well, it's coming. Although very slowly. So we should get some soap now. Yeah, I got some soap. Although it's very slow. Or thick, or I'm not sure exactly. Oh. So if I press and hold minus. Now it's in the off mode. Will there be a lot more if I do like this? Turn it on again. No? Did it just stop working? Okay, I will unload the battery. Well, you can judge for yourselves. I will There's not too much soap coming out. I'm not sure why it's so restrictive. Maybe there's a clog with old soap. But okay. Maybe I should fill it with more soap. I'm not sure. But I turn it off and okay. A bit soapy. I don't know, maybe I clamped the hose a bit when tightening this or something. But this should work. I will not close it completely. Just like that. Yeah, not too much soap is coming out, but something is coming out. Yeah, it sort of works. Maybe the hose got clamped in between something. Although it should fit pretty well there, I think it's a bit odd. Or if I fill it with more soap, maybe it's gonna have more pressure to push more soap out. Anyway, I'm gonna use it for a while, and I will get back to you once I have some more knowledge. But I think this is a success. We do get soap out of it. But I think that it's been standing for a while, so there could be some residue somewhere, but I thought the soap was moving pretty nicely up the hose, but then something happened here. But yeah, I will try to use it, and I will be back once I know more. So, a couple of weeks have passed since last time, and well, we can see I have filled this up to, well, I filled it up to about 900 milliliters initially, and now it's, yeah, like 840, 835 milliliters left. And I did open it up in the back, and I saw no leaks. And well, it continues to work. And I think I'm getting a bit more soap. So let me wash that off. Let's have a closer look. Yeah, so a couple of tries, and that's pretty good. So it's still not a huge amount. I still have to do it twice, but I think it might also depend on the viscosity of the soap, of course. And well, compared to how it worked previously, I think I only needed to do like one dispense, but sometimes two when the amount of soap was low. However, it works, and the $50 investment, or whatever it was in 2020 or so, 5 years ago, can continue to provide good use and a pleasant experience in the bathroom when washing your hands. The soap pumps, I've had maybe 7 different soap pumps so far in my life, and they all fail in about the same way. It's the tubing, the silicone hose or PVC hose or whatever it is. It hardens with time and cracks, and once it cracks, you get a leak, and that will corrode things. So if you have a battery compartment that is placed low in the construction, it means that the gravity will, of course, pull any soap that escapes in the hose to your battery compartment, and you will see that it will corrode because of a DC current flowing through it, and there will be gunk build up. So now this design isn't the best, however. At least the circuits were coated with some lacquer, clear lacquer, and despite this leaking, first of all it leaked into this compartment, but then also it leaked a bit from down under here, and well, there was soap pretty much in many places. However, despite it being pretty annoying to take apart, well, we still managed to salvage it. And I don't know how long the new hose from AliExpress will hold up, but maybe we can get a few years of good use. They all fail in this manner. So my tips for choosing a soap pump, an automatic soap dispenser, is find a design that, well, if the hose breaks or cracks, which it will with time, then is it salvageable? Make sure that the batteries are placed maybe high, and what happens when it leaks? Where does it all go? And to minimize any, if you have a liter or half a liter or something of soap, then you don't want it all over the place. And if you want to be able to repair or just replace the hose, then it's good if the battery connections and contacts are not corroded and stuff like that. Anyway, this has been great fun. I'm very pleased that I managed to salvage it. I hope you have found this video interesting. It's always a nice surprise when things work that you don't expect them to do. So there we have it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and see you all in the next one. Bye bye.